Welcome to the Naked Relationship Podcast. I'm Adam,
And I'm Kelley.
and she's laughing because right when we hit the record button, I always wait a couple of seconds before I start
No,
talking.
you were like,
Oh, because I was clearing my throat before?
yeah,
Well, I'm sorry, but
it needed to be done.
it needed to be done.
Okay.
It did.
Hey guys, we back.
Yeah, we were gonna try to do an episode for this past
But
Friday.
we're fucking failures, so it's okay. You know us.
Yeah, between your work schedule and my migraine, it just wasn't gonna happen.
It was not.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we talking about this time?
Oh, no, Linda.
Uh.
We got to tell the people where they can see you naked at first.
Oh yeah, guys. I don't know where. There's a bunch of places. I'm everywhere.
Your phone, the bedroom. Oh, so OnlyFans, Fansly, Peach, all the links are down below. But you can subscribe to the show's OnlyFans and those links. And then we also have a Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about starting a group chat for our Patreon members, subscribers?
Yeah. You might not hear a lot from me, but yeah, I'd be down for it.
Fucking night shift, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can look into doing that,
Yeah, we can look
add a
into
tier or something. There's that. Patreon link is also down below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at TNR Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So this episode is brought to you by FullSwapShop.com. Find our fucking merch on there and wear it proud. So moving forward, we've got some interesting topics for discussion. One that we've might have briefly skimmed the water on.
Yeah, but we talk about it in our relationship. I feel like often-ish.
Yeah, this isn't something that makes the cut on the show. But
Yeah.
So as we progress further and further into our life of non-monogamy and being with other people
Mm-hmm.
in sometimes more ways than one.
Okay, I also feel like we should touch on this briefly. My family has been pressuring me to bear children, okay? I am not about that, okay?
They're about to bear witness to my fury. No.
My sister recently had the first grandchild. He is beautiful. It almost makes me want to have one, but not really, okay? I am more than happy to spoil him in any way I can with my love and affection and my money because I don't have children, so I can blow all my money on him if I want to. But I feel like that also has a say in our relationship because right now, currently, we do not want children, okay?
Fuck no.
We are more than happy to spend our time with each other, which it's already
rare.
It's rare because of our jobs and schedules.
Well, maybe if we would work the same fucking schedule, I could get a nighttime job. It
No,
just probably
we
would be
cannot.
a minimum wage job.
Because of our time and our schedules, and we are not at that point in our life, and I don't think that we may ever be at that point in our life. We do not want children currently.
Isn't it funny how I can commit to spending the rest of my life with you,
Mm-hmm.
but committing to an 18-year thing with a fucking kid, no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. This type of commitment right now allows us to fuck whoever we want, go travel wherever we want.
Within
Yeah,
certain
within
boundaries.
reason, okay?
Within boundaries.
Yeah, within our boundaries and within reason. But yeah, it allows us to have the openness in our relationship. It allows us to travel and spend time with each other. And yeah, I feel like that has a say in what we're about to broach on this topic.
So Kelley said that she's okay with me having a girlfriend.
Yes, but here's the kicker. So I don't know how to explain this also. It might just be a me thing. But I think I am okay with Adam potentially having a girlfriend, okay? In such a way that this girlfriend will not be all lovey-dovey and say, I love you, and want to further their relationship besides air quotes, girlfriend.
Right.
Yes. I think I am more okay with you having a boyfriend because you're bi than having a girlfriend. But I think I'm okay with you having a girlfriend.
All right. So the purpose of this episode is to really digest this and explore it because we've not really explored it too much
To you guys?
or to each other?
I think we've done it a little
I
bit.
mean,
to
we've
each
role
other.
played a
Yeah.
little bit, or like I've given you some scenarios, but like not fully in depth, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I know you just kind of hit on it, but like, what exactly does that look like for you? Because there's a number of reasons why I'm asking that. And that's because, one, I honestly can't foresee myself like dating a girl and not saying, hey, I love you at some point because I love lots of people. And this is going to be really fucking kind of missing the point. But Destiny and Daniel, I love them. Brian and Brenna, I love them. I'm not in love with either one of those people. But let's say we move closer to Destiny and Daniel, okay? Or Bonnie and Clyde. And we all decide to say, fuck it, let's all get polyamorous together and have a poly relationship together. The four of us. And I could very easily fall in love with either one of them just because like I value them that much. But then also when you throw in like the poly dynamic where we'd all be dating, there's that. But then there's also like when I was dating before you, I didn't date just to date and hook up. Like I dated to marry.
Whoa.
And so like
He didn't tell me this when you started dating me.
yeah, I was oblivious. Anyway, so like that's like how I date. Now, granted, I wouldn't be looking to marry, one, because I'm already married.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom me dating someone without being able to say eventually, hey, I love you.
No. See, you just saying that right now, like, kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Really?
It did.
Wow. Well,
So-
episode's over. Yeah, thanks for listening.
So, like, I don't know how to say this, but I think I'm okay with you having a girlfriend and everything, but I can't with the love. You know how you're in a relationship and you're dating someone and you're boyfriend and girlfriend and you're at that stage where you're about to like figure out who's going to say I love you first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want all the stuff that comes before the I love you part.
So, like, what would happen if, like, it kind of got to that point?
Cut it off.
Like the tip of a penis in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, that's bloody.
Yeah, like I want everything before the boyfriend and girlfriend tell each other I love you. I want the fun part of it, not the serious part of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Like, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Because I watched docuseries called Polyamory. It's on Prime, but you have to get a subscription to Showtime to watch it. But I watched the 2 seasons of that were available to watch. And basing just off of those seasons, I knew polyamory would be like a bit of like a stretch for us.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching those shows, I feel like we have trouble enough with like the two of us.
Yeah, we do.
I can't really imagine adding a third or a fourth or a fifth.
Exactly. Like I never even saw myself getting married, okay?
Now look at you.
So now look at me. Look how long it took me to get here. So imagine how long it will take me to reach polyamory.
Well, it's not so much about like reaching it as it is about all of the different personalities that would be intertwined.
Yeah, that's
So
just
instead of
too
having
much.
to like appease me or me appease you and come to compromise between the two of us, it would be coming to a compromise potential between
3 or 4 people.
maybe even more than that.
Yeah, no, that is way too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like for me, I think I could handle that if it's just like a third, because the way it sounds to me is like you're basically okay with me having a really close friends with benefits, like a really close friend
Mm-hmm.
with some amazing benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment one of us starts to catch feels, out, like the third out in the 9th inning. I don't know. It's just such a new like thing. So why is it that you think you're okay with me having a boyfriend but not a girlfriend?
I don't know. I feel like I understand men a little bit more than women. A boyfriend in my mind for you is more like a best friend that you fuck. And it's more easy for my mind to conceptualize.
But like you can apply that same principle to a female too.
I just gave you the reasoning on why it's easier for me to have a boyfriend, like for you to have a boyfriend.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying like the same principle can be applied. Like,
Okay,
it's just
but boyfriend is just easier for my head.
do you think part of it is also because like I'm bisexual and not biromantic?
Yeah, maybe. Would you want a boyfriend?
No. I mean, like, I want, like, fuck buddies. Well, I want friends, first and foremost, with benefits. Second and foremost, whatever. Like, that's what it is. Like, I just want, like, a group of friends that we can all just be naughty with or just hang out with. And either is completely fine.
Yeah.
There's friends in the lifestyle that we have that we've not played with. It's almost like going to one of those parties at our friend's house back home before we moved. We could all just sit there and talk and then like we could just go upstairs and play if we wanted to. But there wasn't any pressure to do either.
Yeah.
But like in the everyday life would be ideal. That's what I would want. Not necessarily a female counterpart. You know what I'm saying? In the terms of like a air quotes here, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or boyfriend. Watching that show kind of like really helped me learn a lot about how those work because like, yeah, you could make the argument that like some relationships are every person is together, but in one in particular, there was a quad or a pod, I believe they called themselves. There was two couples that were already established and they came together. Okay. And within that, they had to honor like the boundaries of the pod, but also the boundaries of their own relationships, like their wife, their spouse. There was a scene where one of the husbands snuck in the middle of the night to the other one's bedroom, like knocked on the door. They said, come in. They were in the middle of like fucking. Okay. And the wife that was getting fucked was like, do you want to join us? Did your wife go to bed? He didn't really answer the question, but he didn't really not answer the question. And I think I caught on to it because we are already non-monogamous, but I caught on to it really quickly that him saying, was like him not answering the question and also breaking the rules.
Yeah.
And so from that, they all fucked, fell asleep in the same bed. And then his wife comes in the next morning and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you broke a rule. Like, I'm upset about this.
Yeah.
And the other, like, I think the wife handled it pretty well because, like, she didn't go off on the other couple.
Yeah.
Like, the other couple was, like, completely honest and transparent with her about, like, how everything was agreed upon and mentioned to them. And so it was just, and, like, through that and then, like, through the rest of the show, you could just kind of see, like, there's really a lot more people at play in terms of like boundaries and comfort levels and stuff like that. And I just don't know that I'm going to be there anytime soon. And by all means, people that are poly, I don't judge. I just don't know how you do it. You know, for example, you could make the argument that like you don't meet all my needs, which is very probably true.
Yeah.
I haven't really come across a need that you can't meet other than like quality time. And that's because you work nights or something
or sports.
Yeah, which you still indulge me a little bit, which is awesome. Like, we went to a Seahawks game. We went to several together. But, you know, like, let's say, like, my girlfriend, my theoretical girlfriend, wanted to, like, go with me. Would you get jealous?
No.
Or would you just be like,
fucking go, have a blast.
Have fun in Seattle.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, I would be totally down
So this
for
is
that.
like your golden ticket to, like, get the fuck out of those events, huh?
No, like, if you let me, I would go with them too. But, like, if she wanted to go with you and have the same kind of passion you do about those sporting events, I would totally let you go. Because I know I don't have the same passion you do. Like, I enjoy going to them. It's fun. But, like, I know it's not on the level that you like to be.
So let's explore that. Not necessarily the going to the game and enjoying it together part, but the travel, the hotel. So one of our boundaries is no cuddling.
Oh, no. See, listen, if you would have a girlfriend, like you're totally allowed to do girlfriend things with just that specific person. Like cuddling, sleeping over, having sex. Like,
with or without a condom?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Yeah, like,
okay, is that girlfriend fucking other people or just you?
Okay, so how does this sound? Let's say I have a girlfriend. Her and I are fucking without a condom, but she fucks other people with a condom.
No, I can't. Like, from a healthcare perspective, like, I'd rather her not fuck other people.
Okay.
And just fuck you.
So you'd rather her have, like, a bit of a monogamous relationship
with you,
with me.
Yes.
So how would that work with me and other people that aren't in
like, you wouldn't. You would only be monogamous with her.
And you.
And me.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, I'm not saying this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm just like throwing scenarios out there.
Exactly.
So interesting. So what would my limitations be? Because like, for example, we have a boundary of no anal with members of the opposite sex. Let's say she is an anal, like she has a big anal kink. What, like,
Yeah,
what?
you can totally.
Really?
Yeah, because this is, like, I'm seeing this as, like, your girlfriend, like, things you want to be, like intimate with and together, but, like, not reach or broach that boundary of, like, I love you. So you can do all the things except, like, I love you, marry me.
Interesting.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah. Okay, so what about like time wise? Because obviously you're my plus one for life. You're my numero uno. I practically worship you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? So like, let's say you come home from a week of work.
Yeah. When I come home, you're with me. Okay.
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 All right.
When I'm away, you can spend all the time you want with her. Okay.
Right. Okay.
But when I come home, I expect you to be with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that answers that question. I don't know. The whole thing is just like,
I mean, this is good though. Like we talk it out and like think about it and like see how we feel about it before we actually put it into plan, if we ever put it into plan.
Big if.
Yeah.
And so speaking of putting it into plan, I'm sure there's a lot more to be talked about with it specifically. But like, I don't know. Like at this point, I don't think that's something I want because I can barely handle one of you. I can imagine two of you. I understand that like I might not be getting all my needs met, and not to sound monogamous or whatever, but like I don't know that our foundation is ready to add on extra.
Yeah, I agree. Like we've only been together for 5 years, and that seems like a drop in the bucket compared to the rest of our lives. Like it's still brand new and fresh, and like we're still trying to establish us before we add.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like we have to have somewhat of of solid foundation even to be non-monogamous. I don't really know how much like duration of our relationship really plays into that specifically. I think that it's mostly just like needing to add on additional support structures,
like
metaphorically speaking. I don't know, just like make it a stronger foundation first.
How?
I don't know. I think like, well, like what are some areas that you feel like our foundation is lacking or could be better?
Financial. Don't tell me it's not wrong, okay? Please don't tell me. Like we were talking about this at dinner the other night. Like, what if Adam died and left me with all his fucking student loan debt? And I was like, listen, you need some life insurance. I don't want to be stuck with your shit after you die. Okay. And we were talking about like, what if one of us is hospitalized and how would you want us to like handle that and see, like, make plans?
I mean, my answer was like, as long as I can still see you naked, I want to be alive.
No. Just like things like that. Like you don't think about and you don't really talk about on like a day to day. You know what I mean? Like day to day.
Yeah, like I haven't fully thought this one through, so I can't really give like specifics as to where like I think our like foundation should be strengthened.
Yeah.
In order to do poly, but I do think it would have to be a little bit more of an emotional strengthening of the foundation than like a fiscal or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like even though it seems like we spend like every chance we get together, I don't feel like we're emotionally strong.
I do to some degree, but I definitely think it needs to be stronger. I think it could be stronger, but it's hard when like we work different schedules. We're pretty polar opposite of each other. It's like you're the South Pole because you're short, and I'm the North Pole, like magnet wise.
That makes no sense. You know,
no, like science. Opposites attract.
Oh.
Anyway, like we're pretty opposite. Like you're pretty introverted. I'm like gray area. You love to read. I'm trying to get into reading. I love sports. You could give a fuck about sports.
Like, and I think that's what makes us unique, though.
Yeah, it does. Also, for example, here's one for you. When we're riding in a car, okay, and I'm driving, and we're going somewhere.
Drive. I love it when he drives because I get to sleep.
and then she gets to nag at me for being the worst driver ever. Anyway, so we're going somewhere, and you're not asleep. okay? And you're just on your phone, and I'm like desperately in need of conversation. Like, keep me awake, please. And you're just like in your phone. I tell you something. Like, for example, yesterday,
Yeah.
we passed a fucking semi that was on its side. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, this was this was an incident that happened the day before because there was no ambulance, no fire truck, no one
there was
stopping to help.
cones around it. Like it's all
Exactly.
like there was some time that elapsed between us
Yes.
seeing it and it happening.
And I'm trying to point it out to you, and I'm like, hey, look, babe, and we're probably like a good 200-300 meters away from this semi at this point. By the time like you look up, you finish reading your paragraph or whatever the fuck you were doing, and then you look up, and by then like we're almost at the tail end of the trailer.
I saw it though.
I know, but that's a pretty common thing. Is like I'd say, hey, look at this thing, and then like you wait like 10 seconds, and then you look up. I forget how that's relevant, but wow. I lost my train of thought with that entire fucking point. But regardless, I think that emotionally our relationship should be stronger before we go into polydynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I want one anytime soon.
Agreed. But it's nice to talk about.
It is nice to talk about.
Okay. Could you see me having a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
See, there again lies the old... I think our relationship needs to be a bit stronger before we go into polydynamics.
I know, but like we talked about, me being okay with you having a girlfriend. Like, why can't you hypothetically talk about like?
No, I get it, but like the other thing is, for the entire 2 weeks we've been kind of on and off like talking about this, not once has that been brought up. So I haven't even like processed the idea. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm opposed, but also I can't really see you doing it.
I can't really see me doing it either. Like I do not have the time.
I don't think you have the time or the energy resources. Yeah. Because like any chance you get, you're snoring.
I love sleep.
Our roommate calls it engine started.
I snore and I'm sorry.
I mean, it doesn't bother me until you like purposefully turn around,
get
right at the back of my head and start snoring. Jesus. All right. So I don't think I'd be opposed, but like that is so new. And I understand that like if I can have one, then you should have one. That's only fair. And honestly, that doesn't play a role into why I don't want one right now. But like the idea of you having another significant other is just like pretty new.
Yeah. And
honestly, maybe selfishly or whatever, I haven't really given it much thought. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode, guys. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TNR Podcasts. That is plural. Follow us on OnlyFans, Fansly, Patreon. All those links are in the description below. Buy our merch at fullswapshop.com. Don't forget to check out Taboo Toys. Discount code in the description below as well. What am I missing, babe?
Taboo Toys is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And we don't even have a toy to review for them for this episode. We just fucking love them. So,
yeah. Bye.
Bye. Go Hawks.